So, yeah, so that whole thing, we've been asked before, but just because we are Christian, Jewish, I don't even know what to call ourselves anymore. It doesn't mean that we actually enjoy nor want to, partake in ministry. Like our business is not Rubans Rouges and Rubans Rouges Dance and Red Ribbons. That's not a Christian ministry. It's more of a ministry of the heart, a mission of the heart. Just because I use the word ministry and I'm a Christian doesn't necessarily mean I mean it in the spiritual sense, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't mean it in that way either. Let's just make sure this is not yeah, there you go. That's beautiful. So, yeah, I just wanted to clear that up because it was an interesting conversation that I had with my father. But, he was more than pleased to hear that we love rock music. And, rock music is not the music of the devil necessarily. Who said that? Who made it that way? See, this is why I'm not putting down Jesus, I'm not putting down the Lord or people who believe in these things. I certainly do. I just don't like the hypocrisy. I just don't like this, because, look, the Apostle Paul said, and it's in the Bible, New Testament, guys, I don't know where it is, it's, I don't know, someplace. Meat sacrificed to idols. For some people, they can eat the meat that was sacrificed to idols and no big deal. Other people can't. It preys on their hearts and their conscience. So, God says, helicopter, hear that?
Yes.
Everywhere we go, we came home, we've been out. Every time we stop and get going, it's like, who are we going to talk to here? We're getting food. These people. Anyway, and I just can't. We've been hurt too many times by the church, and, I don't want to minister to the Christians in certain places now. It doesn't mean I don't want them to watch our dance shows or listen to our music or read our books or listen to me speak or anything like that. It's just that I'm not going to purposely say this is a ministry when it's not. You've got to be called by God. Hold on, I got to do something about this light here. I like to have things looking really nice, and when they don't, you know what? It ain't gonna happen. Where's that coming from? Hold on. Oh, it's here. Oh, there's nothing I can do about that, I don't think. But, I don't want to be lumped into the Christian this, Christian that. Singer, performer. Oh, I'm sure they would love to do that to us. These people who run our world. But I'm totally not interested. Neither is my husband. This is annoying. So, we don't want to find our hearts in a state of apostasy either. We're not called to do it. We were at one time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That went back a bit. We used to sing a lot of worship songs. We led and composed music, and it was great, and it was beautiful, and it was brilliant for its time. I don't regret that. I just don't feel called to do it again. And you can't really, anybody can do whatever they want in a sense, right? But I believe that we would be severely judged by God if we were to do it right now. Not that I'm not living in a state of apostasy or sin, but I'm not called. You have to be called by God for ministry. There are so many people who are in ministry who don't belong there, who shouldn't be doing this. So I don't want people getting confused. It's not like we're devout Christians and it's like, thus saith the Lord, and all we do is sit around and sing worship music and stuff like that. It's like, hardly. I don't, guys, I'm so sorry, but I don't like it. It's not enjoyable. you know, to make money off of it, I would feel like I was fleecing the flock and living a lie. Just like that's why we don't classify our dance company and all my other businesses as a Christian business. No, we just happen to be Jewish, Christian, just like Jewish people. How many Jewish people were in the film industry making a living? It's the same thing, you know? They didn't call that a ministry. You know, MGM and all it. It was just, they just happen to be that, you know? So think of it the same way. I know so many people really would love us to just go there and, you know, let's keep them quiet. It doesn't get us famous. They can be ridiculed for their faith. Oh, perfect, you know? But I'm not down for that. So get over it. And I'm not going to do something against the Lord. And he does not want us, he wants us doing secular stuff. Why? I can't tell you yet because I don't know. That's just where he wants us. Doesn't mean we're going to go out and sin, but that's where we'll be most effective, don't you think? And that's probably why y'all don't want us there, because we would be most effective there. I get it. But you're not going to get your wish. Your wish is not going to be your own command. It's going to be what I want, what my husband wants, what my family wants. And we're really tired of you guys trying to wield things into being based on what you think. Sorry. Not sorry. We're not doing it. We're not bending the knee. You guys just got to get it out of your heads. You don't even know what a real Christian is. Forget that we're Christians. We are, and that's never going to be erased from your minds or our hearts or the Lord's heart or his hand, right? Because he writes everybody's name who is his beloved on his hand. You know, but we're not going to start changing our lives. Plus, look at what I wear when I'm dancing. I wouldn't say it's against the Lord's wishes for me, but, you know, how do you explain that? Yeah, I'm going to go Sundays, lead worship music, and yeah, I sound that really great, and I'm like really bored out of my mind, looking around, you know, I'm a dancer. I sing too. You know, I'm not just going to do one thing. It's like, oh no, let's make them the nice Christian family. Are you kidding me? You guys are hearing us, our arguments and everything like that. We do not fit into that. And I'm glad we don't. I know you might not understand. It's like, how could a Christian not like other Christians or want to be around them and all of this stuff? I'm telling you, because a lot of them are fake. Is that another helicopter? Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
So flipping annoying. And you hear me swear. It's like, I don't fit in. Okay, I don't fit in really anywhere because I don't want to be categorized as this. I want to be categorized as a very talented human being that does everything, you know? And I march to my own drum. I always have. And that is another helicopter. And that's why y'all are having a hard time. Like, where do we put her? No, where do I put me? You can back off. Yep. Let's see if we get a visual.
Sounds like it.
Where is it?
Other way.
Whatever. See, telling you guys, everywhere we go. You heard the last one. Where were we when the last one popped up? I don't know. Anyway, so I thought it was an interesting subject, so I had to explain a little of that to my dad too. And he's like, whatever you guys were involved with before, it was like a cult. And I'm like, yeah, we're kind of seeing that. It wasn't really. It was just these crazy people who keep injecting people into our lives. It was fine before they came. It was really nice. We always get lifted up. Every place we go is leadership, doing arts and beautiful things, speaking and helping people, and but you know, I'm totally not interested in being thrown into the Christian thing. So how can I remedy this for you? I understand it for myself, but I'm just, and my husband too. I don't really have anything in my history that would be like anti-Christian or anything like that. I had sex before marriage. Who hasn't? Again, there it is.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna use this as evidence, guys. That's why. My hair. Why we do it. Okay. So what was I saying? Yeah, and you know, I wasn't saved then. I didn't have a relationship with the Lord. And you know, the Lord can use it, utilize it, and praise be to Him. So we're not having a problem with it. It's the people running our country who have a problem with how we classify things or don't classify things and what we use our talents for. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so getting back to that, I just don't want to have to explain. Yeah, I had sex before marriage, and then, you know, he had his issues, and you know, and I know God can be redeemed and glorify it, but it's just not going to work. So, you know, I'm totally not interested in it. Completely. And God wants a very gracious and loving heart when you're doing these things. And I just couldn't force it right now. I couldn't fake it. You know what I'm saying about that? It's like, how do you just... Like when we used to do it, I think, I can't speak for you, but I knew that my heart was in the right place. I really wanted to serve the Lord. I really wanted to lead worship and partake in that, and it was beautiful, and I loved it for the time that was, that was for the time. That was then, this is now. And I mean, could you see me on stage right now, slipping and swearing? It's just, I mean, wouldn't work. They'd get rid of me so quickly. You know, maybe to do it as a guest here and there would be lovely. Again? You hear it?
Yes.
Oh, it's right there.
Right in front.
So, no, it would be interesting, but yeah, no. But that's what these people look for too. They also look for places that they want to put people that they think they're best in. It's like, oh wow, she says Jesus like every other video, so let's put her in there. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. And you have to have your heart on fire for the Lord and on track and not wander. Sometimes you wander. I don't really wander, but you can. I don't know. It would be very boring. Remember that one time you said, hey, it's really strange that a lot of the Christian singers, they're all very beautiful. Remember that? They were still living in Vegas, and this is when we had first started doing worship. And I said, yeah. And you said, you know, there are Well, I have an answer for you. Those that control our world, especially our country, they don't want that. They have secularized even Christian ministry. Make no mistake about it. It's been going on for a long time. Maybe not in the 70s, but they saw, hey, this is an untapped field and industry, and then they barged into it. I tell you, because I call some of these Christian ministries, and I feel like I'm just talking to some secularist that lives next door, and I'm like, I think I need to preach the gospel to you. Why am I calling you for prayer? I'm serious now. And you know what that one company sent us? That brochure? A little girl's rear end sticking out underneath of a dress. I'm like, wait a second. See, that's why we don't try to claim or call Rubans Rouges a Christian ministry. My heart has an angle of ministry, but that's my own personal choice. We don't put that on anybody else in the company or the board or, you know, you guys. Hello?
Yeah.
But, okay, so do you have anything to say, or do I have to do prompts and ask you questions?
I don't know what to say to that.
Well,
Other than what I've already said.
that's all. There's a lot on this subject. Well, here, let me help. So, the fact that the Christian music industry, books, and all of that really aren't any different from secular, what do you think about that aspect?
I think that's true. It's a shame that there probably are a lot of good artists and good books out there, but they're just get lost in all the bad ones.
Yeah. I know a lot of the Christian stuff out there that I've read, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these people don't even understand Scripture. You know, how many books have you read about dispensationalism and pre-tribulation, post? I don't even remember half of the terminology. That's how much I really don't care. But right?
Yeah.
And it's like, this is just all wrong. There's a lot of it. And unfortunately, it leads so many Christians astray. So, I mean, don't make a mistake. It's not that I don't love Christians or something. It's just that it's a big racket now. It's not what it used to be, and it's ruined for me, personally. So, next up. So, I don't see those Soraya banners. Do you?
No, I haven't seen them in a long time.
They used to be here. Hang on, let me show you guys this. Very interesting. So, they are not here anymore. The LADWP is across the way. This is the Chase and Trader Joe's parking lot. You know my views on that. And they on those banner poles right there with the lights. They used to have all this stuff about Soroya. And you know my take on that. Go watch my other video about that. I didn't find that smart marketing. I'm like, why would they name what is it, a fine arts building after? I don't think they thought about it. Maybe they didn't realize. But Soraya What a beautiful name. Apparently she was stoned to death. And I'm like, why are you naming a fine arts building after a name of somebody who was brutally murdered? Where are all the women's rights activists? So it upset me, of course. While I'm not a feminist, I'm definitely for women and children's rights. Men's too. I'm not anti-men by any means, even though I was raped. But a lot has changed in this parking lot. We have video of every... Make sure we put a compilation of all of these billboards and things and signs, because it's very important. We just noticed weird connections with everything, and I'm like, oh, what, you trying to rebrand and remarket the truth? Let that woman's name be. Did somebody not do the research to know what that name and the whole thing symbolized? So somebody made a goof there, because I'm like, I can't believe you all did that. And then the places we frequent, you're putting that there? So we see it? Okay, we see it. What are you hinting at? I'm no martyr. Don't even get any ideas. You're gonna, what, stone me to death or something? Ain't gonna happen. That, you know, when you see these kinds of things, it's like, is there a messaging behind it, or is it absolutely nothing? But I don't tend to think it's absolutely nothing. There's got to be some kind of redirect, rebrand type thing going on with that. But no, let her name be known. Look it up. The Stoning of Soraya M., I think is the name of the film. Very, very disturbing. Supposedly a very true story. And let that stand for factual truth, and let that stand for what that definition was, and not try to rebrand it as a fine arts place. Yeah. How does somebody do that? I get it if somebody just made a mistake, but that's just a strange mistake. How do you just pick that name out of a hat? It's not a common name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, how does that happen? All right, so getting back to the whole thing about the Christian ministry. So, you know, no, let my heart just be in the right place. And I just have no desire to do that kind of stuff. But, you know, I couldn't legitimately minister like that. That's not to say if I perform, I'm not doing it unto the Lord, but there's a difference. I'm not called to Christian ministry right now, and I'm very grateful I'm not. Yeah, those banners seem to be gone. That's very interesting. You knew about what they did, right? They named their Fine Arts Center after Soraya. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was just so disturbing to me. Whether it's intentional rebranding, redirect, I don't know, but that's just not a common name. I mean, I know what it means too. I see a connection, how it could work, but even still, it's like, and they weren't doing it to honor her. Because I thought, oh, maybe they're doing it to honor her or something, but that's not how it was marketed at all. So I'm like, nah, that's gonna be a rebrand, redirect type thing. Oh, my back. Okay, so, you know, just, you have to, when you edit the video, just dissolve it, and I'm going to continue it elsewhere,
Okay.
but don't put this in there, because it's
Yeah, I'll have to watch it through carefully.
licensed. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, of course.
I'm lost in a painted desert, in a painted desert without you.
expecting when we get home? Where's the cat? Do you have it?
Yes.
Okay, when we get home, hopefully not, that there's going to be someone standing on some corner. Just get ready to capture that.
Okay.
We're 2 for 2 already. So let's see what happens. They might be onto us, listening to us saying, you know what, guys, they're onto us and they're videoing us, so chill. Maybe not. I'm lost in a painted desert, in a painted desert without you. Oh my god. Honey, how do you explain to somebody what we do without them just saying, oh, hey, you're Christian singers and you're going to do Christian music only? That's the easy way out for people to try to understand things. You know, it's almost legalism, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if you want... Well, it depends on what you want them to think, first of all. Because I can't give you the language unless I know exactly what you want them to take away from that description.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, because you just asked me, how do I make them not think something?
Well, yeah,
And the
how
best
do
answer is, don't tell them that. But if we're going to tell them something, I need to know what we want them to.
Well, I want people to know my faith. But my faith, while it's my life, I don't necessarily want it my career. But yet I do my career with my faith in mind and unto the Lord. But it,
Tell them that.
oh, you're recording this, right?
Yes.
This might be an interesting segment to keep in. Yeah, because I don't, like I said, it doesn't mean that I will never, or we will never perform a worship session again or not do a Christian album or something like that. It's just not our main, I don't think, right?
Right. You know, it's like what we always say is that we're not, you know, Christian musicians, but we're musicians, Christians.
Yeah, for writers who are Christians. But I do include a lot of my faith in a lot of my stuff. You can see that. It doesn't disappear. But that's not the forefront of anything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's, if we're the forefront, then we would say we were Christian writers.
Right.
But since we are whatever, we're also Christians.
Well, like
I think anyone would safely assume that our personal belief system would enter into what we're writing. But it doesn't make anything like that. What we write or what we sing.
well, Tolkien was a Christian, but he wasn't a Christian. He was an author who was a Christian, not a Christian author.
Yeah. And C.S. Lewis, he did both.
Well, you know what? It's just this fallacy of branding and marketing that is plaguing our country. We used to have well-rounded entertainers, remember? And people didn't get confused. Now they just want you to do one thing. Well, I think I know why, because they want to steal the rest of the stuff you supposedly don't do. And they want to shove you in another area. Or people in another, you see?
Well, back then, belief system wasn't the main focus of what people did. Because you had a lot of actors and producers who were, in fact, religious or even Christians.
I don't know why it matters now.
Well, I think part of it is because everything's become more political.
That's sad.
It is, because now any type of belief system that you have is pushed to the forefront.